Welcome to Las Películas Sábados Gigantes at the Cinemarijuana Theatre.
Yeah!
That's right. The shitlords of cinema. The shitlords of cinema analysis.
That's right.
Coming to you with another prodigious load of movie goodness.
Digging deep into a film.
Yes.
To unearth all the goodness.
Yes, we are a movie society. We're a group of people that meets to watch movies and then talk about them, and that's what we do, and that's what we're here to do today.
We crack open the Oreo cookie of movies and lick the sweet cream of cinema goodness.
Yes. So today we are almost to the end of our latest theme, which is Bros Before Hoes, Chicks Before Dicks, the bromance or womance. And we have the latest entry into that theme, picked by none other than the Cinemarijuana Theatre's own John. E.T., the Extra Terrestrial from 1982. Yes?
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Yes, excellent. So let's just get the intros out of the way and then begin discussing this film. So clockwise starting with me, I'm Ed.
I'm Zeb.
I'm John.
I'm Kenzie.
I'm Condi.
Phil. I'm Chris.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. And we are joined by special guest Phildo Swaggins in the house tonight. New to the podcast.
For the first time ever.
Yes.
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 Welcome.
Not to the group, just to the podcast.
Yes, for sure. Let's make sure that's clear.
Yeah. Usually off the side yelling comments.
Okay, so here we go. E.T., right? That's what we're here to talk about. Before we say what we think about this film, let's go to Kenzie for a plot synopsis of this film.
I think everyone knows what this film is about.
I don't know because you hadn't seen it.
Yes, as the only
But I
person
knew
who
what
hadn't
it was
seen
about.
this film. Well, but give us the
There
breakdown.
might be some homeschooled
Okay.
kids that haven't seen this.
Yes.
So
You haven't
Just
seen
in
it
case-
before this week?
Yeah, in case anyone is living under a rock. This movie is about an alien that comes to Earth and befriends and has some weird connection with this little boy. And then, obviously, the government has a problem with this alien, so the movie is kind of it's about trying to save the little alien and make sure he goes back up to space safely.
Very good.
And anybody in
It is
E.T.'s phone home balone zone?
No.
Yes. Okay, nobody, huh? Not even E.T.
No. His fingers are too creepy.
Okay.
I thought you would have liked that part.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually expected you to be turned on once you saw his fingers.
Extra long
Although he
fingers for the
doesn't
penetration.
have fingernails, so that might be nice.
Ready to blast.
Yeah, well, and according to Steven Spielberg, he is a plant creature, so that might be good for you because of maybe his fingers produce some botanical excretions that
Freshen.
good for the skin
Rejuvenate.
Yeah.
or something. Who
It's
knows?
just
Who
got
knows?
all kinds of weird.
I
don't think I want any herbs or plant
Moving on.
matter inside me.
That went south
Actually,
real quick.
I just read about an herbal douche.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, is it called like parsley, sage, rosemary, and
I
thyme or
don't
something?
know, but it's
ETs.
heavily advised to not do it because you really shouldn't have herbs inside your area.
Yeah, I guess.
If
Well,
we
you
have any
shouldn't have
girls
yarn in
listening.
there either, but
It
just
ain't-
do that.
It ain't a
Darn.
crock pot.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, wonderful. I guess let's start talking about E.T. then, shall we?
Anything other than this other thing we're talking about right now.
Yeah, yeah, really, boy. Okay, so John, you selected this film, so we'll start with you for 3 minutes, 3 words.
All right.
And you can tell us what you thought of E.T.
All right. Well, I mean, everybody knows E.T., as Kenzie pointed out. There's been a couple of movies that we always have said that we were going to show at some point at the Cinemarijuana Theatre, like Young Mr. Lincoln and The Roaring Twenties. And I think E.T. has been one that's been bounced around, at least between me and Ed, a whole bunch about a potential pick.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank you for potentially spoiling the Roaring Twenties because we haven't actually watched that here.
Oh, oops.
Way to go.
All right. Well, there
No,
you
I'm
go.
just kidding. I'm just
It's
kidding.
hard to keep track. Heads up, people. Could be coming in the future at some point. Anyways, so I mean, everybody's like Kenzie said, everybody's seen this movie, but maybe not in years.
Except
and maybe
for me.
well, except for Kenzie, right? And maybe not like since you were a kid, and maybe not when you've really paid attention. This is the kind of shit that might be on the background on TV when you're at your relative's place for Thanksgiving or something. I mean, the last time this was really topical was when they did that god awful, anniversary edition where George Lucas did.
Yeah, which we
we're going to
plan
discuss
to
later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a feel good movie. I mean, I grew up in the '80s, and if you're a child of the '80s, obviously E.T. was a really big fucking deal.
Yeah.
I mean, just
impossible.
E.T. Yeah,
It was the highest grossing film, I think, of
Yeah.
all time until Jurassic Park.
yeah,
came
for like a
along.
long
So,
time because everybody knew and loved E.T. I remember it's one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters. I'm not saying that it was the first, but I vividly remember seeing it in theaters as a kid.
Yeah.
So it might be the earliest movie I remember about that. And I really want a chance to revisit it with this group. And it was actually my girlfriend who suggested as a buddy movie because I was trying to brainstorm outside the box buddy movies
Right.
because a couple of my choices were kind of a little too on the nose.
Sure.
And I was trying to think of something different because we've seen things like A Boy and His Dog where it's a guy and a dog. You know,
Yeah.
it's like something a little bit different. And so obviously A Boy and an Alien is a good twist on
Yeah.
that. Well, but still totally a buddy movie.
Surprised, honestly, you didn't go for Mac and Me though.
yeah, like the scene,
GoBots
the
of
dance
E.T.
scene.
Nuki.
Well, and then if we had it done, we would have watched 2 Stuart Rathel films.
I actually almost picked the weird Indian E.T. porno, but then I was like, no.
Yeah.
I actually almost did the anniversary edition with the Lucas changes, but I was like, just for a goof.
Yeah.
But then that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of what I was doing.
Right.
So I decided to avoid that. Yeah, and it was really fun. It really worked out. I just think even if you've seen the movie, it bears rewatching. It could very well be Spielberg's best. I think it's probably my personally favorite Spielberg movie. And yeah, I just remember as a kid. One thing I remember as a kid is that I always thought the scene with the rainbow at the end was cheesy. When it flies away and it leaves that rainbow.
Right.
Like I'm like 3 years old. I'm like, oh, come on.
Right.
Really? A rainbow?
Three-year-old, you had that voice?
Yes, that's exactly what I sound like. I smoked a lot of cigars when I was 3.
You were that
Herman.
baby from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
But yeah, no, it's one of cinema's best. It's probably, I would honestly say, it's probably my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And I was glad to have a chance to watch it here with the Cinemarijuana Theatre. So I just want to say my 3 words, since my time's up, is E.T. Phone. You know what? I don't got 3 words.
Okay.
I didn't think
Well,
of this in
ET is
advance.
technically gonna be one word, really. It's an acronym.
Well, it's
so
a name too. So,
So I mean, if you were gonna say ET Phone Home, I think that counts.
yeah.
All right, E.T. Phone Home.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, and that got
Pretty
it off the
weak,
table, so
though.
nobody else can do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuckers.
Okay, so I should say we before we go to you, Kenzie, for your opinion.
Who directed it and
it-
stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Sticks and Stems. Yes. So the vital statistics on E.T. I have this for you. Directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Melissa Matheson. It starred Henry Thomas, Dee Wallace, Robert McNaughton, Drew Barrymore, and of course E.T.
What about Peter Coyote?
Yeah, really.
You know, okay, I got to stop somewhere, and I had to have room for the E.T. joke. My page is fucking full. Sorry, PC. and Peter Coyote. Yeah.
But his name's so cool.
Yes, it is. It is indeed. Also, released June 11th, 1982. It was the winner of 4 Oscars for Best Sound, Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Effects, and Best Score. It was filmed in a shitload of different locations in and around the the greater Los Angeles area and north of that. So there we go. Sticks and Stems on E.T. Excellent, John. So, Kenzie, then, let's take it to you to tell us what you thought about this film. The only one of us that had not seen this film before.
Yes. Yeah.
Take it away.
I like this movie, obviously. I think it's a pretty enjoyable film for anyone. It's not targeted to certain groups. So it's enjoyable all around.
Doesn't have an agenda it pushes.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yes.
And Drew Barrymore is so super cute in it. I just love her. I didn't really think it was scary, by the way.
That's something we're going to talk about in a bit. But, yeah, a lot of people...
Some did, some didn't. It's interesting when you
Yeah.
see
Not
that.
even the beginning when he's out in the backyard in the fog in the shed.
Yeah, that part is scary. If it
Running
were
around
me,
the
I'd be like
cornfield.
shitting my pants. Yeah. Yeah, that part is scary. But I don't think, like, the movie is scary. But anyways, I guess my 3 words would be super cute movie.
All right, excellent.
Did you buy E.T. as like? I mean, the puppet, was it believable as far as it?
Yeah.
That's because I think that really makes or breaks the movie is the believability of E.T.
Of the yeah.
I thought he was. The only part I didn't think is when he's, like, laying in the river.
Oh yeah, when he throws the sheet over him.
That
This-
looks
yeah.
pretty fake. But
it's like the foam
Ashy
rubber
ass
ET.
ET.
Yeah, totally.
when they're
From the
actually
Mossy
like
Projects.
interacting, though, it is believable. Oh, the other thing is, I don't know if he should have been like able to like communicate though.
Oh, when he starts talking,
Yeah,
that's sort of weird.
I mean it's.
Well, I mean, he
Yeah,
could
it kind of breaks some air about him. Though.
Well, but he
I wish
just
that-
it
yeah,
just
I
took him
wish he
time to
could
learn the
learn some.
language.
Well, there's this thing about nobody knows how stupid you are until you open your mouth, right? So you assume ET maybe is of higher, much higher intelligence, which he is, but
You would think.
it's unestimated until he starts speaking.
It'd
And
be-
then you're like,
Whoa.
he's kind of dumb.
huge slam on ET
it'd be
out of
hilarious.
nowhere.
But you're forgetting. He wasn't learning the language. He was actually connecting with Elliot's brain.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
they had
They
they
were
had,
actually-
they had a
they have it-
telepathical.
Good
Right.
point.
Oh,
They had
sorry.
a telepathical thing going on.
Right. So he
Yeah.
was probably getting the language from that.
I guess I almost just wish they couldn't have like spoken English to each other.
Well, also too, he did kind of. I mean, E.T. learned some very rudimentary English thanks in part to Sesame Street.
It would have been great if when he started talking,
Yeah,
he was
that's
a
right.
complete
Sesame Street.
dipshit. Like,
He was-
dude, I'm ET.
Bumping into walls.
Especially when he had the beers.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was thinking like spoken like a true American. He should have known English.
I know.
We got to learn our English language, ET.
Intergalactic
But I mean,
language.
also keep in mind
Don't
too.
come to our country.
They are under our world. Yeah, dude. I was surprised you didn't start complaining he was going to take somebody's job. The thing about it is that I mean they were smart enough to be able to come here. We're not smart
They
enough to go there.
weren't smart enough to
And
remember
also,
to bring back
picture-
their family member.
Picture you going to E.T.'s planet. How quickly are you going to pick up their language? All right. Did you give us your 3 words?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Super
Sorry.
cute
that was-
movie.
Super cute movie. That's right. Okay. Excellent. All right. Condi.
All right, being
Talk
the
to
resident hater,
talk
I'm not
to
going to try and
okay,
hate
all
on this
right.
movie too much.
Did this melt your icy heart, Condi,
Yeah,
with
with
its
the cool
with its
island.
cool island breezes?
Absolutely not.
What?
I did. The only thing that melted my heart in this movie was like the quiet man scene when Elliot got some from very young Erica Eleniak.
Yeah, that was.
Who lost all of her looks. So.
Time is the great equalizer, as I believe Zeb said earlier in the evening.
Cautionary
And,
tale.
Yeah.
Well, it was good to see Elliot go on to do other things like Gangs in New York. So
Was he in that?
yeah, he
Oh,
was.
man, now I
He
gotta
played
remember
his.
these
He played his friend that betrayed him because.
Well, don't spoil
Yeah.
anything. I ain't seen the motherfucking thing yet. I don't care how old it is. Don't tell me.
I
But
like to go in fresh.
yeah.
Well,
Just
so
saying.
this
All
is a
We're not
spoiler
here
podcast,
we're-
motherfucker.
Well, we ain't here to fucking talk about Gangs in New York, motherfucker. This is ET. So get back up on track.
But that leads me to my big thing about the movie is like watching Drew Barrymore in that movie is like what a wasted fucking talent.
Well, I don't know. She's done some good work.
She did some
I
good
don't
work.
like her. I
Nothing
cannot
past
stand her.
85 was really good.
Yeah.
She did like maybe 1 or 2 good movies besides that, but after that it was all like fucking Charlie's Angels and like
Come
Adam
on, man.
Sandler
Poison
movies.
Ivy,
She
Bad
does
Girls,
smoke weed, though.
Boys
Okay.
on the Side.
I said like
Poison
1 or
Ivy
2.
was-
No, I'm just kidding. I haven't even seen those films.
Well, Poison Ivy was
Actually, I
was
did-
decent.
Yeah, actually, I did see that, and I did see Bad Girls.
And you could at least masturbate to Charlie's Angels.
No, you can masturbate to Poison Ivy too.
Oh yeah,
Masturbate to Firestarter.
See? Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
but I mean,
Cross the line, Zeb.
she did all of her great stuff when she was a kid, and then sometimes people just don't translate well, and then everybody loves her rom-coms and other bullshit ass movies, but it's just all like, Mao, you really peaked as like a 9-year-old.
You're right. I agree with you 100%, Condi.
It sucks. She
That's
could have
what Hollywood
been. She
does,
could have been
though.
great.
You up and
I think.
All right. Well, I
That's
mean,
really
so
Just
are
too
you
much smack.
So, what are you saying that her career? Because
Well,
I'm
her
like-
career, her
Well,
career
I'm
for her
just-
is great. She made lots of money.
I'm
she
just-
married that idiot Tom Green.
I'm just, I'm just curious where you would place the blame
Well,
for
I like
that.
Tom Green.
I place it solely on well, maybe not solely on herself, but mostly on herself. I mean, she wanted to be emancipated from everybody, and then she went off and did all the drugs and flashed David Letterman and shit. You know.
Well, I would argue though that she has never really experienced a lull in her popularity. She's always kind of been.
I think he means from a critical standpoint, her best work was.
Well,
as a
no,
child.
that's what I'm saying. But like, are you saying that her performances were
Or her
bad in other
performances are like
films?
terrible, and to me, she just picks terrible films. But yes, there was a very much lull in her popularity in between like Poison Ivy and Charlie's Angels, because nobody gave a shit about her. No fucks will be given about Drew Barrymore
John, can you pull up her filmography?
Sure.
until you hit up like Charlie's Angels. Then her and like Cameron Diaz, even though Cameron Diaz had done The
They're
Mask.
besties.
That's when everybody's all like, "Oh my God, we love her," and then she did like. Never Been Kissed
I
and
love
like
that
The
movie.
Wedding Singer and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, she's worked pretty steadily.
Yeah, no, she's gotten work.
But
She's gotten her paycheck.
I'm
but-
I'm trying to find a reason to disagree with you on this.
I got,
but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
that's
that
Condi's
was-
time. Let's get your 3 words, Condi, and then we'll look at her filmography here.
Wasted a talent.
All right.
Well, that's not E.T.'s fault.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Is there? I'm trying to think if there's anything that I really thought was.
Wayne's World 2.
So no.
Honestly, okay, let's looking at her. I mean, really, it's. There's really not much that's like really good.
Batman Forever?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, okay, Firestarter, Star Fairies, Cat's Eyes,
When she was a
Ba-
kid.
Cat's Eye was
Babes
a good film,
in
but it was when she was
Toyland.
young.
Far From Home, Motorama, Waxwork 2, Lost in Time, Poison Ivy, No Place to Hide, Gun Crazy, Wayne's World 2, The Amy Fisher Story, Inside the
remember
Gold
that.
Mine, Bad Girls, Mad Love, Boys on the Side, Batman Forever, Scream, Everyone Says I Love You, Wishful Thinking, Best Men, The Wedding Singer, Home Fries,
Scream's
Ever
gonna be
After,
low.
All of the Other Reindeer, Never Been Kissed, Titan A.E., Skipped Parts, Charlie's Angels, Riding Cars with Boys, Freddy Got Fingered, Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko's probably the only good one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Donnie Darko.
Bang.
Yeah, there
Confessions
you
of a
go.
Dangerous Mind,
got one,
Duplex,
I
Charlie
I
and the
hated
Full Throttle,
Donnie
Freddy
Darko.
First
It
Dates,
is
like
a pretty polarizing. film.
Fever Pitch,
Yeah.
Curious George, Music and Lyrics, Lucky You, Beverly Hills Chihuahua,
Was
Whip
it?
It. He's just
Okay,
not that
okay,
into
okay.
you.
Hang on, hang on.
Why, this is never
You
gonna
can stop digging. I found one.
But just one.
But wasn't she also? Didn't she? Didn't exist in some sort of producerial or executive producerial role on Donnie Darko? Like
She's got 20 producer credits, including
that's it. So see, she's
including most of her actually pretty much most
But
of her
that
movies.
doesn't-
Donnie Darko,
okay.
both Charlie's Angels, Fever Pitch, Whip It. Most of her movies since Never Been Kissed, she has been a
Okay,
producer,
well,
executive
I
producer.
guess
Yeah,
I
and
guess
all
I-
shit
I-
movies
I-
except Donnie Darko.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So really, I guess all I got is Donnie Darko and E.T.
Yeah. I mean,
Donnie
well,
Darko.
Firestarter, Cat's Eye.
I
When she
actually
was
haven't
young,
seen
she
those.
was great. And
I
then
actually have not
God,
seen
those
them.
are awful movies. I think your
Well, they were
career looks
better
pretty
than Donnie
even.
Darko.
That's funny, actually,
And
because
Charlie's Angels.
I've been talking to Raul recently about how I need to see Firestarter because it's one of the big ones from when I was a kid
got
that I've
it.
never seen.
I got
George
it.
C.
I,
Scott.
I gotta
I
watch
think I
it.
even have a copy
Music
of
by
Cat's Eye.
Tangerine Dream.
It's got to be rad then,
Louise Fletcher and Art Carney are in it.
dude. Art Carney was fucking rad too, man.
All right. Well, anyway, so he wasn't here, but he has seen it. So let's go to
Okay,
Phil.
all
for
right,
his-
yes, Phil the Swaggins didn't watch it with us, but you know he's seen it. So
I've
tell
probably
us.
seen it about 50 times.
All right, well, why don't you give us 3 minutes, 3 words on E.T.
3 minutes.
Or well, you don't have to take the full 3 minutes. Just tell us your thoughts on E.T.
Well, basically, was taken to that movie when I was a very young kid for my birthday with all my buddies.
Rad.
Alfred Pizza. I think I was about 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, I'm sure pretty much every kid in America around that age had a similar experience.
It was released, I think, within the week of my birthday. That's why that
Oh,
happened.
nice.
But, gosh, that movie, the biggest thing I remember about that movie was the special effects itself were awesome. And the man and the keys.
Yeah, Peter Coyote, I think.
Yes.
Peter.
And,
Peter,
Pedro.
cool name, Coyote.
and them
Pedro
not being able to get
Coyote.
M&Ms, and for the first time seeing Reese's Pieces, which became a thing, which I think M&Ms made a huge mistake.
Oh,
But
they passed on that.
Right.
They're
That's
like, we don't
where-
want our candies affiliated with some creepy monster.
That's why the Reese's Pieces.
yeah, and then Reese's Pieces got huge, like
Right.
like sales went like 400% or some shit.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And but gosh, remember that was just a fantastic movie. I mean, just was definitely one of Spielberg's good ones. Definitely.
All right, if you had to sum up your viewing experience with E.T. in 3 words, how would you do that?
Very good birthday.
Did you cry when he left at the end?
I'll never admit that.
I'll take that one to my grave.
I was just thinking, like, man, did your parents hate you sending you to that movie with a bunch of your guy friends so they could all watch you cry?
Well, at that time, I mean, Spielberg was Jaws and Close Encounters.
Great movies.
So I really was expecting something scarier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, and he starts out kind of giving you that vibe, and then
it
the
was,
movie takes a turn.
and I think we're going to discuss this. It was going to be a horror movie originally. He was originally going for scary, and then Dark Skies. Yeah, it was the working title.
Condi, I'm starting to think that you might have been like shackled to a wall and abused as a child. You certainly are the Ebenezer Scrooge of.
I don't have like real human emotion.
And I'm not saying that is not that is not certainly an important a part of this. Your voice is essential. I'm just saying I'm starting to maybe.
I'm not
like
saying
that.
you're a miser, but
Yeah.
I did see you kick a puppy the other
I'm just
day.
saying. I'm starting to.
I'm Mr. Snob.
Like my.
Dude,
my,
if you give me enough money, I'm putting a puppy through the uprights, okay?
my opinion of you is sort of starting to segue from like asshole to like sympathy. Right?
Well, see, now there are still movies, and there will always be movies that like make the heart like almost beat.
I picture Condi kicking the door open one day after like the three spirits visit him in the night and like giving out presents to everybody.
Well,
The spirits have done it all in one night.
Wait, I don't want to get away from
Jim
this.
Barrymore's a great actress.
So
You,
Condi,
sir, you kid. What day is it? Buy the biggest turducken you can.
Academy Awards, everyone.
Some of the films that get you to almost experience human-like emotion. Are we talking Faces of Death?
No.
Are we talking just snuff videos on Rotten.com?
Oh, those would probably
Snuffies.
make me laugh. I mean,
Talking about ice
but
videos.
oddly enough, one that could pretty much bring me to tears, like just about every time I watch
Notebook?
it, is Saving
Bamba?
Private Ryan.
Oh, okay.
That one gets me. I hate
Now,
to
when in the part where the Giovanni Ribisi gets killed and he's just like screaming for his mother. Now, I think Giovanni Ribisi is just an amazing fucking actor.
Yeah, he's been all right.
But for some reason, that part it hits like the home run with me.
Right.
And like I put myself in his shoes, and I'm just like, God damn. And plus, I really hate the guy that tries to bring his typewriter. I can't remember his name. Oppum in that movie.
Right.
I just hate that motherfucker so much.
Dude.
I
Well,
want
now
to
we know
stab him.
what actually will melt Condi's.
All right.
What cool island breeze will melt.
If we ever need to calm him down, we should do like in the Mighty Boosh, get like a still photo of that scene and just
Hold
show
it
to
up
him.
and
Well,
Just, take
everybody's
it right down.
got those movies. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you got a movie, no matter what terrible mood you're in, you can watch it and you feel great.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can watch Danny the Dog, a.k.a. Unleashed, no matter what mood I'm in. After I watch that, I feel great.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that film.
I feel bad for you.
Is it about a dog?
It's about a human dog.
Of course. Okay, excellent. Let's
take it to Chris for his 3 words, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 3
Chris,
words.
tell
on
us about
ET.
E.T.
All right, yeah.
On Et.
E.T. It was, yeah, I really liked watching this again. It was really cool like seeing it again. I hadn't
Right.
seen it since I was a kid. I don't know how many of us had seen it since they were kids.
Yeah, how many had seen it since they were kids?
I've seen it.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Saw
really?
it
Yeah, raise
year
your
ago.
hand on a fucking podcast.
I
everybody.
said I said me as well.
I know I raised my hand, but
So pretty much everyone but me and Kenzie had watched it
Yeah.
relatively
recently.
recently.
I
Oh,
did
okay.
say yo.
yo.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
Fonzie's seen it apparently.
It was
Sit on it,
amazing.
butts.
It was amazing how much more I got out of it. I guess is the biggest thing I noticed. Just so much more going on. Obviously, my child mind wasn't.
Well, yeah,
As
it's
adapted-
operating
as
on levels
adapted.
you can't appreciate.
Yeah.
that young.
Yeah, the beginning. Yeah, I didn't even remember. I think I saw this on VHS too, so I don't think I
More than
saw this in
likely.
the theater. If I did see it, it would have been driving, and who knows,
Right.
what I would remember. I think I would have been 4 years old or something.
Making out with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
No,
he was
No,
a pretty
I was-
masculine child.
Yeah.
Just like in The Godfather, he's a masculine.
I was
child.
actually born with this beard.
Yeah, no, serious. That must have hurt your
My
mom.
mom's was
No
into
wonder
it.
she's crazy.
I mean, oh,
That's how he met John. He asked John for a cigar.
Yeah, it was so we were palling around at 3 years old. It was a Robusto, I remember. Don Francisco.
but yeah, I don't. It's weird because I thought it was strange that it didn't scare me when I was a kid. Watching it now, because I'm like, this is heavily disturbing.
Right,
That scene
yeah,
with him in the
totally,
river. They do a really convincing job
Yeah.
with the visual effects. I was really impressed. I mean, they, obviously it's like fucking A-team over here, but
Well,
like-
yeah, but still, if they fucking do a great job, dude.
yeah,
you know?
no, they do. It's undeniable, but yeah, it's disturbing. It was really disturbing.
Yeah.
I keep getting this image in my head of Elliot and E.T. on Love Connection, and it's hilarious. I'm going to be drawing that later.
They
It's
would-
just a thing I just want
Dude,
to let you know. now.
they're going to fucking Cancun together. You
Yeah,
know that.
but no, I loved this movie. I thought it was really good. I thought everything about it is pretty well done, except for I think we're going to get into this later, but could this be the shark jump for Lucas?
Spielberg.
My bad. Sorry.
Oh yes, we're definitely going to be talking about. So what you're saying is this is the one where like after this, like his best work was really behind him.
Looking back at it, it kind of struck. I don't know. It kind of struck me.
Provocative assessment. We'll
If you
have
look at
to
the way
come-
the momentum, yeah.
we'll
So,
have to come back into that topic.
okay. My 3 words. Shit, I don't know. I haven't thought of them yet, but
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did E.T. in the little outfit, the little girl outfit, scare you with the wig?
the wig I thought was fucking hilarious. It reminded me of Nathan For You when that guy has to wear the wig and beard and go and work out. I don't know if you guys have seen that episode. the movement,
show's hilarious.
or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, oh my god. But no, I didn't think it was scary or disturbing or anything. I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute as
It
fuck.
is cute.
I think that
want
scene
an
in
I
the
think I would've
theater
hit it.
was probably got the biggest laugh when the mother goes into the closet and E.T.'s face is there with all the stuffed
stuffed
animals.
animals.
Yeah.
And she doesn't see him. Yeah.
That's an iconic
scary.
scene too. Like
Yeah.
it's been parodied a
That
lot.
could be a child molester in there, and she wouldn't notice.
So I guess
What a contemporary view of the film.
Well, she's pretty oblivious. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Wasn't Pee Wee Herman hiding in there?
Oh wow. Pee Wee Herman is
Oh, sorry,
not-
Paul Rubens. You're trying to get your career back on.
Yeah, he was not a
He
child
was not-
molester.
he had
No.
nothing
Just
to do
a
with
public
children.
masturbator.
maybe okay.
Ralph
so
Harris
And
still
you
rules
know
okay.
what? Yeah.
That's what porno theaters are for.
maybe my
Yeah.
3 words will be the cutest horror.
Wait, you can't masturbate in a porno theater?
No.
The, what?
You can't.
Well, you got to be
horror.
smart
Right?
about it. You got to
That's
get
the
like
point. Oh,
popcorn
okay, I
cut
think-
underneath.
I like you got to be smart.
I thought you said horror.
So a
Horror.
bunch of people just
Sorry,
go
I
to
can't
Well,
watch
back
the
in the
porno?
day.
Okay,
that's
wait.
where-
Everybody
There's a lot
fucking
of
talking
side
over everybody else.
conversation.
So they're okay. All
Cut
right.
this part out.
Yeah. No. Shit.
We digress.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
sorry.
shit. All right.
All right, how about to you for your
Together.
3 words, 3 minutes?
And you get
Enough of this
headphones for
bullshit.
everybody. All right, my 3 minutes, 3 words. Yes. All right, E.T. So I'm a huge fan of this film. Tremendous fan of this film.
You over.
I had that's it. That's all you need to know.
3.5 stars.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I have seen it several times over the years. And my appreciation for it only grows. I think it's remarkable on a number of levels. I think first and foremost, the E.T. effects are pretty fucking convincing. It is a true testament to the supremacy. Chris, you may disagree with this, but for me, of practical effects and how wonderful they are when you have the best minds in the business with a bottomless pit of money available to try to make something come to life. I think it's wonderful. Second,
It's not a binary system, I'd just like to say.
the child actors in this film are all fantastic. I mean, the film is it's 3 kids and a puppet, basically. There's a couple of supporting adults, but the film is carried. And particularly Henry Thomas masterfully delivers this performance that is engaging and it makes you care, and it's believable, and it's heartbreaking, and it's wonderful. And for a child actor to be able, because I see a lot of child actors with just some phony baloney bullshit. You know what I mean? They say acting is experience. Well, you go first. They say acting is experience, and kids don't have much of that. So I thought Henry Thomas did a wonderful job, but also Robert McNaughton and Drew Barrymore as well were totally fucking rad. John Williams, fucking holy shit.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that, but man, amazing score.
This is probably Williams' best work. I'm a huge fan of his work in film, and I mean everything he does is great. But I think there's just some stuff that his heart is kind of in more than others, sort of, or he can wrap his heart or his mind around more than others. And I think that he must have seen. I just believe he must have seen something like intensely personal in E.T. And was able to just put together this score that it's just incredible. It's like Danny. It's what what Danny Elfman did with his Edward Scissorhands soundtrack. I feel this is for Williams and his work. So that's wonderful, and it's tremendously emotionally manipulative as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Great, which is
On, like, a new
great.
level.
And you know, sometimes I don't like that. Sometimes I don't want to be led around on a leash, and I like scores that kind of subvert that ideal. But sometimes it's called for, and this film really very much so. Also, just on a technical level, the lighting, the cinematography, holy fucking shit! There's so many scenes in this. It's even just the scenes in the film.
Yeah.
You could fucking take
Amazing
the
stuff,
frame
amazing.
and fucking just hang it on your wall, and it's fucking goddamn. How this fucking movie wasn't the best film in 1982 Academy, I don't have any fucking idea. But we're going to talk about that in a bit, I think.
You got 3 words.
So my three worlds.
Your three warlords.
My 3 worlds: sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No. My 3 words for this film are Spielberg's best film.
Nice. I want to jump really quick. I had notes and I forgot because I'm high.
So you need extra minutes?
Well, I'm just going to read these off super quick and then we'll get to Zeb.
Well, no, let's
No,
just do that
let's
in
let
bulk.
Zeb do his thing,
All
and
right,
then we'll
then.
come back to you because that's a natural
I'm-
circle.
I'll be
Okay.
quick.
All right.
No,
Hey,
no,
you can
no.
by all means, Zeb, take as much fucking time as you
No,
need.
no,
Yeah.
no brevity
No,
necessary.
only take 3 minutes.
Because I just had Chinese food, and I'm like, yeah. Look at all these posters. That's what I've been doing throughout the podcast.
Hallucinatory.
Whoa, has that been there this entire
That
time?
MSG is really kicking in.
Yeah.
No, honey walnut shrimp. I recommend it.
I do too, for the
E.T.
record.
Shit.
Yeah, that's
Fuck.
just good.
Is that your 3 words? E.T. shit, fuck.
Remember watching this when it came out, and I was like, "Whoa, what did I just see?" Because I was like,
Yeah.
"What's going on?" And I had to see it again later that day, and my parents were like, "Where the hell were you?" And I'm
You
like,
disappeared for like 6 hours. What happened?
I'm like,
Get abducted by
I
aliens.
went to go see E.T. Oh, was it that long? No, I saw it twice. I loved it when it came out, but there was, I guess Garrett hit the nail on the head during the All That Jazz podcast. When you see a film the first time isn't the same how you see a film now.
Oh,
you
absolutely
change as a
not.
person. So throughout the years, as I've grown into
Yeah.
the cantankerous old man that I am today, I forgot the last time when I actually saw E.T. I remember buying the DVD but not opening it, and I went home like, do I still have that DVD? And it's still there unopened. Like, oh, I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna get to this.
One of these days.
So much a watch pile.
Yeah, it's. I have a huge fucking to watch pile, but
I think we all do.
But when Jules Jordan Video releases something else, that gets on the fucking top.
in case they'd like to sponsor this podcast, nice plug.
Oh, I should reach out to Jules. Jordan.
Yeah, he can make quality ET porno parody. But watching it last week was a different experience than when I saw it as a kid. In the sense that I like picked up on a lot of stuff, like how this is kind of like anti grown-ups. Like the grown-ups in this film were all like, what's the word I'm looking for? God damn that Chinese
Fucking
food.
assholes.
They're assholes. They don't care about the kids. They're self-absorbed. They're in this
establishment.
own little world. And if you look at the kids are full of imagination. They view E.T. as a friend. They're curious.
Yeah, they actually have respect for ET as an autonomous life form.
Whereas you get Peter Coyote in there, and he's just like, oh, I just want to slice up that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well,
So
up
wily.
until the end, the only face you see is Dee Wallace, and
the only adult face, yeah.
I was expecting
that's
like
I was just gonna say like the
from
fucking
the
peanuts.
adults. Great film. I think its legacy is kind of muddled in my opinion based on the fucking merchandising that happened at that time.
Yeah, okay.
That I got
God
sucked
damn it.
into.
Of course. Me
I got
too.
sucked into because I got the Atari ET game,
Oh,
Awesome.
and I also got the
See.
Atari, not the Atari game, but the board game,
I'm
the
talking
card
about.
game, and the talking ET, the plush ET.
I had a blue stuffed ET that I carried around till all the stuffing fell out and it just wore to pieces.
and I
Love that
still
thing.
have that
Aw.
that talking
Poor
ET
dog.
on my desk.
Do you
to this
have the
day.
board game still? That's the
Yes,
most
I do.
We need to play that.
Bring
It's
that
it's
over.
all about like, oh, you have to hide ET and you have to fly
I think
around.
I remember
but
it.
you have
yeah.
to build his communicator and then build his spaceship.
Yeah, I remember the game. I haven't played it in years, obviously.
So
we
if I
didn't have
if I
at
could dig
Friend
it up
Did, but
along with the Godfather game and the Cannonball Run
that
game
would be
that
the
I had,
shit.
We could have like a whole marathon.
Fuck yeah, that would be the rap.
Board game day.
That would be the
So
raddest.
my 3 words for E.T. is merchandising, merchandising, merchandising.
Yeah. No.
Okay, excellent. All right, John, let's go to you. Give us your notes.
I
There.
just invented a new segment, Lost Notes from the Cinemarijuana Theatre.
Yeah.
So I'll just burn through this quick.
Oh, that's a good.
The part where the mom is reading Peter Pan to Gertie while E.T. is looking for the phone parts, the space phone parts.
Right.
I just thought it was really well done. There's no dialogue.
Right.
And her just reading the story, stuff's going on.
Other
with the
than
music.
her.
Yeah, right, but nothing that pertains to the scene.
Right.
And I thought that was really well done. I never realized this is a Halloween movie, really.
Yeah.
Because, we try to watch sometimes Halloween movies just on horror movies, and this is totally one. Because
yeah,
it
absolutely.
takes place around Halloween, so that's
It
kind of
features
cool.
prominently.
Without
Without Halloween, E.T. no phone home.
That's right. And with the whole alien thing, creepiness sort of fits too. The real buddy relationship highlighted in the movie is Lucas and Spielberg's. Thanks for jerking each other off, gentlemen. I was thinking E.T. blinks, which helps to sell his realism. I think if he didn't do that, it wouldn't have worked at all.
Right.
I think
yeah,
blinking
if he had
E.T.
that
was really
blink
what
stare.
sold it.
Well, and it made it expressive too. Like,
Well, yeah.
kind of like
And not
close his
just
eyes
the
up.
way he did it. Too.
yeah,
It's
it
so
just
masterful.
I think the eyes were really the
No
selling
kidding,
point
dude,
with
no
the
joke.
puppet.
It looks so real.
The editing, very good sound editing. Like the sound, like we talked about, Tarantino's movies has really
rich sound design, yes.
And I thought there was really good sounds with this, like.
The scene with the beer and the school with the frogs and when he's
Yeah.
in the fridge eating.
Right, the plastic in the clean room when he's reaching through, like
Yeah.
hold Elliot's hand. The Reese's Pieces clinking together when he's dropping
and
them.
when he's crunching them.
Yeah, they're really good. And then
Oh, yeah.
finally, from the back, E.T. looks like he's made out of dicks. So there's that.
Just sideways stacked dicks.
Just dicks.
Yeah.
Like if you took a bunch of dicks and undicked them and then put them together into shape, and it was
Wait,
awesome.
how do
John
you,
can
what-
spot a dick
Are you
anywhere.
talking about like degloving penises here and like using the skin?
Yes.
Like, okay.
But if you made it into E.T., that's what he looked like.
So,
He looked like he's
like,
made out of dicks.
You're
I'm just
saying, you're saying like E.T.'s back looks like Ed Gein designed it
yes,
Yeah.
out of dicks.
out of dicks.
All right.
Nice.
All right, well, it's time for the Bulls Deep segment here, where we fucking dig right into the important shit, the deeper shit here about E.T. the film. And the full film, it is E.T. the Extra Terrestrial.
That's the full title,
I don't
yeah.
remember if I actually said that
Not
at the
testicle?
top of the. No, no, believe it or not, I thought it was for the longest time. Well, I think the most important question here that we need to discuss, or topic, E.T. It's been confirmed by Steven Spielberg that E.T. is like a plant guy. So is it automatic that E.T. smokes Kush? I mean, does it just
No,
go
he shouldn't,
without
right?
saying
He absorbs it.
that when the smoke's coming out of their ship, it's like it's Kush?
It's pot smoke, yeah. Well, what's great is when they come out to like collect plant samples.
Were they looking for mushrooms
It-
and
it would
bud?
have been cool to see them like on some hippie's backyard, and they're like all digging up his pot plants and taking
He
them
comes
the
out
ship.
the door and like his backyard's been ravaged. His
Yeah.
crops are gone.
He's like a bummer, dude.
There's no way he
Space
smokes
bummer.
Kush, man. E.T. runs way too fast.
He
to
didn't
smoke.
run fast
That
enough.
motherfucker can like
didn't- he couldn't-
Jesse Owens that shit.
He
Man.
couldn't get back on the ship.
There's
in
those
time.
crazy space shrooms too that you see in the ship, and I gotta believe those would fuck you up.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I bet
dude.
they'd fuck your liver up. Like you'd be shitting your liver out once it liquefies.
Oh.
Probably. Okay. Well, I think it's important that we tackled that.
And I think it's definitely.
Well, he's not a
supposed to
plant guy. Come on, he's a Jedi.
Well, isn't he? Is he not both?
He doesn't handle
A
alcohol.
plant guy
well.
Jedi.
Okay. Actually, that does act as a decent segue into the next important question. Do the ETs know the Yodarians?
Yes, 100% yes.
Well, there's that fan theory that E.T. is a Jedi.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Does Yoda's appearance in this film and the fact that it's evident to me.
He sees that kid in the Yoda costume, and he's like, "Oh, home."
Yeah.
And then you see him in the Jedi Council. He was
Yeah.
probably one of the fucking dudes in that little floating ball thing, that disc that they hover
He
around.
is in the
in.
movie.
They are in
Episode
that
1,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he totally knows.
And
Yoda.
also he can float people and things. With this,
It's the Force.
he's got a high
Oh,
metachlorian
yeah, the
count.
fucking no shit. ET's midichlorians.
Yep.
That must be off
He's
the
a
fucking
goddamn
chip.
Jedi.
Yeah,
That's why he can speak English.
straight up, he is, or at
Oh, and
least,
the
or
mind
at
tricks,
least
too.
Force sensitive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
doing
He-
full on
Oh,
mind
yeah,
tricks.
well, yeah. So at least ET.
He might not be a Jedi Knight, but he's got to
okay,
be Force
well,
sensitive.
you this is a Cinemarijuana Theatre exclusive. E.T. It's officially
probably
canon.
not.
It's a hot scoop.
Yeah.
Stop the
E.T.
presses.
It's canon now. E.T. is a Jedi.
And we all know Jedi smoke Kush.
Of course.
Yeah, so really one thing leads to the other.
Really,
on
it's
the council.
yeah, everything's connected, right? Within you, without you.
Space spliff.
All right, well, going down the list of the real questions here. Actually, that was a real question, but all right.
Of course it was.
Does he?
They're all real questions.
Yeah, really. There are no stupid questions, only stupid answers, or only stupid people. Does it double as a horror film? Is E.T. scary, John? Because people were shitting their pants.
Yeah.
There's an actual E.T. phobia out there.
Right, because if you read message boards about people talking about this movie that saw it as kids in the 80s, most of us here did, it's kind of like dividing. Like some people remembered it and loved it and found E.T. cute and heartwarming. Other people were scared shitless the whole time, and not even just the beginning, found the whole movie creepy and were scared of him.
Did anybody here think E.T. was scary?
First 20 minutes.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
find the beginning
Yeah.
scary.
First
Like,
20 minutes.
even though you see him at the beginning, like when he gets left, and you kind of already know that he's cute, and you feel bad for him. When you get Elliot's experience, when he's figuring out what it is, because you put yourself in Elliot's head, and that would be creepy.
Yeah.
I believe the original theatrical version didn't have the shots from inside the ship that were very kind of fantastical.
Oh, really?
It start off with just them outside the ship,
So
very
it left a little more
dark.
mystery to it.
Yeah.
And E.T. is not fucking cute.
Yes, he is.
Well, in makeup and costume, he is.
See, I
All
actually.
the time he
Lipstick
is.
and a wig.
Yeah, he
wig.
was.
I'll kiss him.
He was. I did think he was cute like that. It was
He
funny
was cute.
because I felt that the beginning was done with a very deft touch, and Spielberg creates the suspense really well where you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think for me, and it's possible that it's because I've seen the film so many times, but E.T. has such like a kind face to me. Like when I look at his face, it seems like genuinely like really kind.
Well, he has big eyes, so you think child.
Well, and I don't know, his features he doesn't look like he doesn't look like somebody that's capable of like aggression.
Yeah, that's on
It's-
purpose. I actually saw
or,
like
you
there's
know what
this
I mean?
It looks like
there's
he's
this whole
smiling all the time.
thing you can check out where it shows the drafts of the drawings they did for
Right.
him, and he didn't look very friendly at first.
Right.
At first, he was a lot scarier.
Well, because as John said, I guess maybe
Yeah,
because it was
that's
intended
funny,
to be
I
a
didn't
horror
know
film
that.
originally.
Yeah, because there was going to be one friendly alien. There was
makes-
going to be a group of scary ones that attacked this family, and there was
I don't
gonna be
know at
one
what
friendly
point
one.
that
Makes a lot of
changed
sense.
along the way.
It was the girl who wrote the script because
Yeah.
he was doing. I think it's when he was working Close Encounters. She was an assistant,
Right.
And they were talking about working on it, and then she kind of had the idea to make it like, well, what if it wasn't scary,
Right.
And what if we made it just about the one friendly alien and this relationship he had with the kid of the family,
Right.
And he kind of challenged her to go out and write the script, and she went home and she wrote it, and she brought it to him, and they made it together.
Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, so I guess it's kind of a split decision.
As the internet would sort of show,
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of like a coin flip. Some people were scared, and some people weren't.
Yeah, I thought it was scary.
All right. Okay. Next
there were a lot
question
of
on
scary parts.
what?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying. I thought there are a lot of scary parts, man. When he dies and all that stuff. like that.
Yeah.
When he's
When
all
the
white and
government
ashy.
comes in. The government
That's
comes in. That scared
creepy.
me. I remember.
No,
that
when
scared
the
me as a
government
kid.
comes,
Yeah.
when the NASA guys, when
Yeah.
the space guys come in the house.
That was
You're
such
like,
an interesting
wow,
choice
freaked out.
too, to have it be like astronauts instead of like hazmat suits.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, the normal thing would be like hazmat suits, and it's almost like, well, he's a space guy, right? So we'll wear
You
the
need
space
an extra
suits.
level of protection.
And
I
to
guess.
actually,
Yeah.
to have
Is there,
them be
like,
like
radiation
menaced
coming
by
off of
actual
them?
like astronauts,
Yeah.
it's really a vivid image.
It
When
was
they're
really well
busting in
done.
the house, and it was scary. I remember that being scared as a kid at that part when they come in.
Yeah.
As a kid, that was actually the scariest part because you knew ET wasn't bad, but those guys like were.
Yeah,
so
by
it was
then you
scary when
did.
they come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next question on my list. How did this not win Best Picture? 1982.
What did win?
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Well, that's how.
It's-
What
yeah.
was? What else do we know? What else was up?
Human
against?
interest story that gets
Do
people every
kids'
time.
movies win often?
Well, I don't.
I think
Would
this
you
is a
would
kids'
consider this a
movie.
kids film?
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
Because I think it's certainly a.
I think it's a kids'
think
movie,
it's a
but
cu-
I think it's like for everyone too.
Okay, well, I don't know, but if it is, it's certainly a cut above most kids' films.
It is. That's why it's for everyone too. But I think mostly it's for kids.
You know,
The main characters.
I
are
guess you're
kids.
probably right.
It's a
Even
kids' film
E.T.
of
is,
a
like,
different era.
childlike almost.
It is. I think that's something important to touch.
I mean,
upon.
because like kids' films during this time, I mean, you had like E.T., but and you had like maybe Fievel Goes West, but you also had like The Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
I mean that is technically a
Dark
kids
Crystal.
film. The
Okay.
Dark Crystal, and
Just to cut in here, for Best Picture, it was Gandhi, E.T., Missing, Tootsie, and The Verdict.
Let's see.
Okay.
So it was up for the award, but didn't win.
yeah.
correct.
What was the third one? Missing.
Missing?
Who the fuck's in that?
Jack Lemmon.
Oh, yeah?
Directed by Costas Gravis.
What's it about?
It's about the Chilean dictator Pinochet and
Oh, wow.
disappearing people, and it's about Jack Lemmon going to find his son.
Is it rad?
Shit,
Oh, yeah.
80.
How come that one?
It was
I heard
actually
that
going to
one.
be one of my picks for the You Blew It Oscar.
So do
That's
you?
pretty
Okay, so do you think that's better than E.T.? Like, do you feel that E.T.
No.
shouldn't have won?
No, because there's some flaws with Missing.
Okay.
What about Gandhi? Do you think Gandhi should have? Because I actually haven't seen Gandhi myself.
Well,
Gandhi's pretty
putting
good,
aside
man.
my hatred of Gandhi, which shocks a lot of people. I don't like Gandhi. I think he was the worst thing to happen in India in a long time. I'm pro-British colonialism, by the way, folks.
Wow. You heard it.
Because after they declared
colonialism,
independence,
imperialism.
it's now a shithole. India is. Their main export is rape.
But it's their shithole.
Is that really a
They're
fact?
actually doing
Yes.
it now.
Wow.
India's number one export is rape.
Dude,
Rape?
and here's Donald Trump going after the fucking Mexicans.
Just go with the Indians.
He's barking up the wrong tree.
I don't know why. I remember seeing Gandhi, and I remember that I hated it, and I remembered how boring it was, because it came out in the movie theaters, and then it started like showing on KTLA like all the time,
Right.
and I just remember like how fucking boring it is, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen it since then.
long.
I may need to revisit it.
It's good. It's good. It's really depressing, but,
but
it's
it's
good.
not ET
but-
good.
No, it's not ET good.
No, it shouldn't have been ET.
But
ET
this is a part where no matter who wins these awards, time is the ultimate
Yeah.
factor
Yeah.
of whether these films were the best of that year and which ones still hold up against time.
Yeah.
We have no political obligation.
Yeah, and if you look at this, I would say E.T. holds up very well. I would say Tootsie holds up very well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Missing
Tits is pretty good.
somewhat well. The Verdict does not hold up very well.
I haven't seen
And
that.
Gandhi, like no one's gonna say, "Hey, it's Saturday. Let's just watch Gandhi."
Right.
No, it's
Right.
like, "Hey, it's a Saturday night. Fucking E.T.
Yeah.
Fucking Tootsie."
Gandhi.
I don't see Gandhi getting the Criterion like treatment
Right.
or anyone going, "God, Gandhi, remember that? That was such a great film." It's not part of our cinematic discussion
Yeah.
in today's society.
But ET did
But E.T. is.
impact the landscape, I guess.
I don't know. I think it could have been a toss-up between E.T. and Missing. But then again, I enjoy films like that, like the Milagro Beanfield Wars or the Killing Fields,
Right.
things
They're
like that.
a little
I-
more social aware.
Yeah,
Social-
well, I mean,
social awareness.
they were social awareness films like before all this bullshit that we have now. That doesn't like push it down your throat. They made
Right.
the film, and it was a great film, and back then it was more down the middle
Right.
instead of like
it appealed to both sides.
yeah, instead of now like if someone made that movie, it's like, all right, who's throwing me more of the cheddar here, and I'm gonna make them look better.
That was a rhyme.
That's how I, yeah, cheddar and better. Well, technically, cheddar and
Like
better.
those
I guess
crackers,
so.
better cheddars.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of like for me, like, because in 1964, that's another tough year, but Mary Poppins, I think, almost deserved it in 64 when we were doing the.
It's like I think they're gonna
Best
more likely to
movie
give
Oscar.
it to the serious film over the schmaltz.
Yeah, I know, and typically I feel that way, but I just think this is really effective schmaltz.
Well, and I think in hindsight, I guess like fuck Gandhi, E.T.
Hey, you heard it here first. All right, next question on my list: where does it place among Spielberg's? I got a couple more, so we'll try to choke through these a little quicker. But so does anybody? Because I'm saying hands down, this is Spielberg's best film, and I'm talking like as someone who's seen most of his films, with a couple of exceptions, most of them being in his recent work.
I don't think so.
But of his great films,
It's not better than
this-
Raiders.
I might have to give it to Raiders. It's tough.
There's no
though.
way
It's,
it's
it's,
better than
it's, I will see.
That-
I
that
can't
is-
say
that
no
is-
way. I can't say no way. I think that's close. I might personally give it to Raiders.
Dude,
Does
it's not
it?
better
But
than
does
Raiders.
ET not lack? Does ET not have a certain emotional depth that Raiders lacks?
Cheap.
Because-
It's
because-
a cheap emotional depth, if you ask me.
Okay, because I'll tell you this: like watching Raiders again recently, the scene after
sucks.
whoa, okay, turning your mic down now. No. The scene after they get out of the Well of Souls, where Indy gets on the fucking horse and goes to get the Ark out of that truck.
Yeah.
It is like a perfect. It is one of the greatest sequences ever shot and edited and paced and timed and scored. The scene, it's just masterful. When you're like, yeah, dude. But when he fucking gets that truck, you're like, holy shit, dude, it's the raddest fucking thing ever. But overall, and E.T. doesn't have anything like that exciting, but it does have things that are almost as exciting. But it also has like this emotional core that Raiders. You're not gonna get choked up at any point during Raiders.
Okay, but if you're talking about movies of his that have an emotional kick or just a punch right in your fucking gut, I can name 2 right now that would just fucking kill you.
Well, if you're gonna say Schindler's List, though, that's not a fun movie, though.
No, I'm not even gonna say
I know which
mine.
one you're gonna say.
What you gonna say? Say it.
What am I gonna say?
Color Purple.
Yes, Color Purple and Empire of the Sun.
I haven't seen either one
Oh,
of those.
you know what? Empire of the Sun.
I haven't
too,
seen
Yeah, with Christian Bale and like his
Young
parents
Christian
come.
Bale.
I haven't seen it. I have. That's one
Wait,
of those I haven't
isn't
seen.
Prince in The Color Purple?
No.
No.
Purple Color.
That's Purple Rain.
Yeah. No. The Color Purple is like Oprah Winfrey,
Oprah
Whoopi
Winfrey.
Goldberg,
Yeah.
Danny Glover.
Which
it's
like that
amazing.
movie was their like as actors, that was their magnum opus.
That movie made me cry as a kid.
That movie
dude.
was fucking just. I
You know what's crazy?
God damn, it's so good.
Dude. You know what? It used to be when the sisters got separated that used to break me up, and now it's when they get back together. It's the craziest
I'm
transition.
pretty much the exact
It's
way.
so
of
crazy.
that.
That would.
Spoilers.
And
no, I'm just
and
kidding.
as you being the movie file that you are, or whatever you want to say, that you haven't seen Empire of the Sun just fucking rocks me to my core.
Spielberg's. I know. Well, we all have a really long to watch list, and Spielberg's got a lot of shit that he's done. He's got a lot of films under his belt.
He's very prolific as a director.
Yeah,
It
but
certainly
for
is.
all the shit that you've seen, come on.
Okay. Well, all right.
great.
Then your derision has then shot Empire of the Sun much higher up on my to-watch list.
God, that movie.
The other one of his I really want to see that I haven't that I think might carry some serious weight is Amistad. Did he not do that?
Oh,
Yeah, he did
you
Amistad.
haven't seen that either?
No, I haven't.
I have to.
Sorry,
I haven't seen
KKS
that one either.
alumni,
It's a-
Mike Thomas.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
It's a great movie, but I don't put it up there with like now E.T. as whatever I feel about it as a movie. It's great. It's a great movie.
Right.
I don't put it up there with like that or Empire of the Sun or Jaws or like his 5 grades. I'd put it on like his second tier with like 1941 and things like that. And it's still a great movie, and I definitely suggest anybody out there should watch it.
You think that's a tier 2 Spielberg film?
Well, I put Schindler's List on a tier 2, thing.
But neither one of
then
those
again,
you are ruthless.
But Schindler's List to me is like this. This is where like my pro Native American comes out in me. Is like that's all about like Hollywood, and stuff. America will make films about everybody else's fuck ups and all this other stuff. But when was the last time, or you even heard of like a movie about an epic movie about the trailer tears or the Japanese internment camps that we had here in America?
Well, we have the Revenant now.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah,
But the Trail of Bears.
Okay, all right. Well, let's we're running low on time, so in the interest of brevity, let's just go around the table and everybody just say what you think Spielberg's best film is. Starting with you, Zeb. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll be very quick. The most Spielberg-esque film, if you were to tack on Spielberg's name to a film, would be E.T. However, I would say outside of E.T., I would put Schindler's List up on there,
Okay.
as well as The Color Purple.
Okay. All right, John.
E.T. or Raiders. It's it's tough to say
Right.
between those two.
Kenzie.
Of the ones I've seen, I think I like E.T. the most.
Condi.
I mean, if you say like Spielberg, like automatically I say Raiders, but I feel his best movie's probably Empire of the Sun.
Okay. Phil.
Raiders and Close Encounters.
I do love
Okay,
Close
yeah.
Encounters. Just
All right.
movie.
Chris?
Jaws.
I
So many
mean-
good ones.
I don't know which one's my favorite, but I would rank any of the movies mentioned over E.T., to be honest.
Really?
Maybe, Empire of the Sun's a different one, but a
Unique?
different...
Close
no,
Encounters.
okay, well,
Jurassic
don't
Park
start just
2.
naming movies now.
Those are
yeah.
all Spielberg ones, though.
Well,
Encounters
we
is
didn't
better,
mention his like tier 3 ones,
Raiders
like
is
the
better,
Terminal.
Empire
Okay.
Strikes Back.
Okay.
Oh wait, Jurassic Park is one.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Jurassic
really
Park
like
is
that
not bad.
movie. I like that movie better than E.T.
He drops down a
There you
peg.
go. Oh, man.
Sorry.
We know how I feel. All right. Let's see. The O'Darians. We already had that. Did E.T.'s cuteness reduce or neuter any potential social impact?
How can he be cute? He looks like he's made of dicks, according to John.
Well, okay.
Oh, I
I
remember
guess,
what
I guess
this
this
question is.
question presumes you think he's cute, but no.
What social impact would
Okay,
E.T.
so-
have?
Well, Chris, if you
Well,
About
wanna-
like
okay, so-
environmentalism or
Ugly
So
cute.
Close Encounters, right? Like Close Encounters comes out and it changes kind of the landscape, of
the way
what people
look at UFOs.
view UFOs as and what their behavior might be when they see UFOs. It introduces people to aliens and UFOs in a way that hadn't really been done before. They were always the enemies. They were always this thing to fear.
It was
I mean,
always
not
like a Cold War
but
allegory and
commonly,
shit.
Yeah, exactly. It was some kind of thing that I think in a unique way. I'm not saying it was the first, but like it was very popular, and at least for my generation, I felt like, and looking back, it seems like he really kind of made aliens our friends with, those two movies with
E.T.
Encounters
Close
and
Encounters.
E.T. But I think E.T. kind of took the edge off with his cuteness,
I think it just inspired a lot of people wanting to cash in with
Merch.
Nuki,
Oh,
with
that's
Nuki,
Yeah,
Mac and Me.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Well,
Battery
maybe
the
we
Purple
Sonic
People
Blue.
Eater.
Well, the original
Still
release of Close
Short
Encounters, you
Circuit.
didn't see the aliens. Basically, they added that in with the special edition later on.
Oh,
Oh,
crazy!
really?
That's the only
Yeah.
one I remember.
Well, could it not be argued though that then his, as you said, like with those two films, he made aliens our friends? So could it not be argued that like possibly like because they were sort of this faceless thing in Close Encounters that if the idea is to have good attitudes or positive attitudes towards contact with the extraterrestrial life forms, did not E.T.'s cuteness then aid in making them our friends in a pop cultural sense, possibly, and in fact taking the edge off maybe might have been a boon to that, if that's even a thing.
Well, who knows? It
I
could have
think-
been disarming because there's that theory out there with the Spielberg films that E.T. is, E.T. and he leaves, and 23 years later, the span of it, like Spielberg directs the War of the Worlds, and so that's
He's
E.T.'s
back.
people coming down.
He's back and he's out for
gotta
blood.
rebalance this.
That is the perfect segue into the next question. Pitch session ET2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's go around the table and just everybody really quick pitch me their idea for an ET2 sequel, no matter how stupid or ridiculous. Dad, go.
Elliot grows up, goes to outer space, tries to find E.T., lands on E.T.'s home, and then you just flip it. Elliot's the E.T. and E.T.'s Elliot.
Rad. Okay, John.
Elliot phone home, yeah. And it turns out Elliot's last name starts with a T. Yeah, how about that?
E.T.'s
right?
trying to hide him from his mom.
Yeah.
John.
E.T. comes back, but then he evolves like the alien in Aliens. Like, it's a chest burster, and then it becomes like that big thing.
Right.
And then it menaces Elliot and his whole family.
Okay. Awesome.
And it's going to be called E.T. to the extreme.
Okay. Kenzie.
Okay, mine is that E.T. comes back a few years later when Drew Barrymore is a little older, and then it turns out that he fell in love with her in the first movie, and so this movie is about their relationship and alien sex and
Nice.
They're just flying around on that bike.
about the Earth people accepting them. So it's all about equality too.
Nice.
Oh my
Does
god!
he put on the wig, and it's all about same-sex
Oh, like
marriage or
trans
something?
alien equality.
And he puts that finger to
Trans-aliens.
good use.
That.
Yeah, he does.
that's
He opens up his
radical.
own proctology service.
That's man. Yeah, dude, are you kidding? You can just heal your shit in an instant, dude. Fuck the
That would
treatment.
be great.
Fuck chemo. All right, Condi, your turn.
E.T. 2, you don't even see E.T. at all. It's kind of the aftermath of E.T. leaving. So Elliot's mom goes and marries Peter Coyote's character because she's so desperate to have a man in her life.
Right.
And then during that whole time, they're trying to keep the government from experimenting on Elliot since he was so close to E.T.
Right.
And
nice.
E.T.'s contact with Gertie turned her into the fire starter.
Right. Nice. Dude, awesome.
And
Dumb man.
the older brother cashes in on the whole thing and just gets laid all the time.
Yeah, dude, right,
He
righteous,
was.
Oh,
yeah,
man, he earned it.
man.
I like that. I like
Dude,
Connie's
well,
treatment.
he
That's
did
pretty
talk
good.
about his high score on fucking Asteroids.
That's
Man, the kid
right.
can obviously score high.
This is getting the fast track. I'm
all
giving
right.
this one the green light.
Okay, Phil, you want to pitch us ET
I
two?
thought I read Spielberg said that the ET2 storyline was that ET comes back to save Elliot because some other aliens or his own race come back to
Oh.
to take over or something like that. That
Ah.
He said that was the actual storyline, but they just never got it off the ground.
Because I heard they considered doing it, but eventually they realized you couldn't beat the
You just didn't
original.
want to mess with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you run the risk of kind of like depowering the first one by doing a shitty sequel.
Right. Okay, Chris.
Or making Phantom Menace. Oh,
Misa thinks no.
myself.
Yeah, mine would be so it just takes place the next day, basically after the alien ship leaves, and then everybody starts getting sick from space viruses, and the whole planet dies, and you just see like everybody extinct. But Elliot is immune to it, so he's just trapped on this planet of dead people.
Oh,
Right,
no.
Wow.
But he
Time
can
enough at
communicate
last.
with a dog.
Yeah. Oh,
The dog. What was the dog's name? Harvey.
he causes
Harvey,
World War
yeah.
III, and then it becomes Boy and His Dog.
Yeah, that's Elliot.
Oh, Boy and the Dog is
my
3.
goodness,
Wow.
it is
Is
totally
it
totes
T3?
is.
We're getting into like a Harry Knowles level of fan fiction here.
Yeah, I know. All right,
Elliot
well,
the
I
rapist.
shit myself.
my pitch for ET2 is this. After it's kind of similar. After ET leaves, Peter Coyote kind of comes in, but instead of marrying Dee Wallace, he's more of a menace, and he takes Elliot and starts studying the kid scientifically and putting shit up his ass to,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
take all kinds of scientific readings and stuff.
Solo.
And fucking ET gets catches wind of it, and he gets pissed off, so he fucking comes back, kidnaps Elliot, and he fucking takes him up to ET's planet where he trains to be this cool, like, kush-smoking plant mercenary.
Dude,
And then they come back like last Starfighter
Hedger.
style, and it turns out ET's ship has got Death Blossom on it, and they fucking like, they just fucking boom start exacting their revenge, their bloody revenge on the planet Earth and all the assholes that fucked with ET and Elliot, and it wins with the White House blown up.
It's called Extreme T.
Yeah, it is.
what is it?
It's actually
What
called
is this?
E2T.
E.T. and the T-Force.
All right. Well, that's about all the time we have. I guess I have one more question. That is E.T. a tipping point?
Oh yeah. Do we actually watch?
What?
Do we actually watch
you.
Spielberg jump the shark over the course of this film? Is the beginning of this film Spielberg being good, and then the end of this film we see Spielberg being bad, and then everything after that has that taint to it?
Or well, I think more to the point. I think it was that it did the merchandising aspect of things. Was E.T. the tipping point where merchandising became like the
focus
thing?
point, right?
Like
that
we
was
did
Star Wars. Yeah,
well,
it was
but
Star
there was
Wars.
but Star Wars there was limited merchandise.
No,
though.
but they
like
created that
E.T.,
whole thing.
It was like, and then the next year you had Jedi, which was like just over the
I
top
saw
with
my
the
Return
merch.
to the Jedi lunchbox.
No, but I'm telling you, it's well known that because nobody had really merchandised this movie like Star Wars before. Like that's like the whole thing with those early bird action figures,
Right.
the packs, because like they didn't get it done in time because people were like, "Well, toys based on a movie? Like that's not a good idea."
Yeah.
Like that was the first
fools.
thing, and I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like,
But
E.T. No, E.T. had a lot of stuff, but I'm sorry, if we could beam back to a Toys R Us, like when E.T. came out, you would see Star Wars everything.
Well, okay, okay.
I'm sorry,
Touche.
if you're going to pick a movie that was the tipping point, it was Star Wars. It just
Yeah.
was.
Okay,
100%.
well, I guess that's it. I
Fair
guess
enough.
it's canon now.
Yeah,
It's official.
it's
You heard it.
canonical.
E.T. was not the tipping
because you
point.
don't. What was another movie franchise that had a lot of merchandising? Before?
Jesus.
Spaceballs?
Well, yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, no, they contractually they couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus.
See, Star Wars.
I mean,
I mean, if you look it up online, like
yeah, I'm
that
thinking of all
is-
I'm thinking of all like the big merchandise at the time, and it's like all I
Right.
can think of is like fucking He-Man and Transformers
Right,
and
it's-
fucking
I mean,
GoBots.
Star
Well,
Wars
Terminator had a lot of
created
stuff too.
the
Yeah,
Star
but
Wars
that was-
created the blockbuster.
Yeah,
really,
I
as
guess.
far
I
as-
guess
as
well,
far
yeah,
as
that's
that
kind of
and
it. That's
merchandise
I guess
tie-ins,
it is a
both
tipping
of
point
them.
that way
Yeah.
cinematically.
Oh,
All right, well, that's gonna do it for us here this week. I think we've sucked ET dry, proverbially here today. There was we're gonna be doing an Oscars podcast too coming up, so you'll want to check that out if you give a shit. Because we're
Which
gonna be
makes me
discussing-
sad that I have to watch half
You
those
probably don't,
shitty
but-
films.
Yeah, we got to
Which
watch
gonna
all of
be-
them. Good
Well,
or bad.
Dude, man, this sounds
I'm
like
telling you,
this
they don't
sounds
have
like
Creed and Carol.
this sounds like man, dude. I can't believe you're shitting on Creed without you having seen it. This
I'll
is
watch
whoa, everybody. This is ammo for a later date, so I just want to tease this right now.
Yeah, Oscar show coming up.
Yeah, and so, but now we're gonna go watch another film that we will talk about next week. And who fucking knows? We're almost to the end of this theme. And
Yeah.
then we haven't decided what we're doing next, but we will.
And yeah, it's coming up. And so, follow us on SoundCloud. Like us on Facebook.
Toothless Richard
YouTube.
Productions on YouTube.
Watch
We'll
our,
be,
listen
coming
to
up
our
with-
other podcasts.
A lot of new and exciting things. Some
Yes.
actual videos on
Things
YouTube of like unboxing stuff.
Some
Where
more, yeah.
we are branching out the name.
Things coming. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So clockwise, starting with me. I'm Ed.
I'm Zeb.
I'm John.
Kenzie.
Mathau.
Phil.
I'm Chris.
And this has been Las Películas Sábados Gigantes at the Cinemarijuana Theatre. We'll see you, or we'll talk at you next week. Thank you for listening.
Good night.
Yay.
Good night.
Yay.
Good night.
Yay.
Good night.